Hey YouTube, it's your boy Widgie here, coming at you with some more Age of Mythology, and this is on the Voobly edition. We've got an interesting, fun map and matchup here. It is on the Gold Rush map, so you're probably wondering, Widgie, what is the Gold Rush map? Well, on the middle of the map here, you can see that all of the gold mines, apart from your first two starting gold mines, are all in the middle, and there's some juicy big ones here. We can see we've got 6,000 gold mines stacked, and this one is between Walls Equal Win and Kvoth. Walls Equal Win is also known as Batuhan, and we're going to call him Batuhan here, and he's playing Thor in the blue here. And on the right hand side of the map we have Kvoth playing as the Egyptians, Isis here in the red as well. So both these players extremely talented, pro-level players here playing on a fun map. Let's see how this one goes down. I don't know if this one was even rated, to be honest with you, ladies and gents. I don't even know. Okay, let's go. Sorry about that, guys. Just moving my camera there so you can see everything on the left-hand side. We have everything that's going on. We can see Pig Sticker is coming in for Batuhan here, which is the unique tech for Thor. And we can check that out by looking at the dwarf here. Here is the Pig Sticker, 100 coin and 1 favor. And it increases the dwarf and gather rate there, the pierce damage as well, and the gather rate on top. So that's Thor for you in a nutshell. Alrighty. And yeah, we're just seeing the dwarves immediately starting here. We're not seeing a starting gold mine. So sometimes you see that with Thor. You can see at the top here, you can see the dwarven gold mine. But we actually don't see that at all. Okie dokie. And let's have a quick look over at Kvoth here. We do see first relic has been captured. And the relic is 20% building pierce damage here. Very, very nice. Empowering the granary. Empowerment of the granary, ladies and gents, by the way, really does do a lot with the Egyptians. It increases build rate 75%. 20% of what you gather, the Vils gather and they bring in. Same with the research time reduction as well, and unit training time. So really big for the Egyptians, and something that you definitely don't want to lose your Pharaoh early in the game. Let's just put it that way. You want to keep him in base, doing what he needs to do. So that is that. He also has actually built an obelisk here. A couple of obelisks already being built here by the priest. And we can see here, what does Ra do? Isis do. The main thing with Isis is the monuments. So the obelisks are cheaper. The build rate of the obelisks are also increased. And any upgrades are cheaper. You get extra population on town centers. And it's pretty big. The monuments are also pretty big as well. They prevent enemy god powers being used. So normally, like when you play Set, for example, you don't normally see this kind of obelisk play. You can see how much sort of sight the obelisks give. And it's really good to put them in your opponent's future settlements, so you can see when they're encroaching and when they're going to start building on their settlements. So basically, yeah, it looks like he's going to put them all around the settlements, so he has some decent vision. We're now seeing the temple going down. Remember, for AoE 3 players and other players alike who are new to Age of Mythology, you do require a temple to get from Age 1 to Age 2. So we can see that here. Dropping down next to the tower just to defend the tower a little bit is also a great reason to do this. You want to start building stuff around your towers as well so that you can keep them defended. And we don't see any age up coming in just yet. We are just past 3 minutes. We now have 4 people on wood, and we've nearly got that 4th dwarf. There it is, the 4th dwarf there. The 4th dwarf. That's a very tricky thing to say. And it's the classic 744. It is, look, perfect. Perfect 744, aging up there. Going to be aging up with Freya, getting access to the Valkyrie unit. And we see Bast coming in for Isis as well. Now, Bast, we can have a little click on here. Now, Bast, the myth improvements, we get the Sacred Cats. We get access to the Sphinx and also the Eclipse here, which is really good. Doubles the damage and special attack of your myth units, and also momentarily the gather rate of favor from your monuments as well, and movement speed. I didn't even know that. So Now, Egypt, huge on their gold. All their buildings cost gold. Majority of their infantry, military units cost gold. So gold is a big, big thing. And quite early on with the Egyptians, you want to get the pickaxe upgrade in so you can really, really double down on gold production. We are now seeing a lumber camp going in. Now, town centers cost you 100 food and 400 coin. So very, very easy for you to be able to get a TC. And that's exactly what Kvoth is doing. He's managed to mine it. And he is away. And he's dropping one down. That's how quick it is with ISIS. Incredible. Incredible. Civ. Or God. I keep saying Civ. God. We do see that age up in. Now we do see the Valkyrie out. Going to be very, very handy. Good at raiding. Fantastic myth unit. Very, very beefy as well. Good hack armor and pierce armor. You can get upgrades for the Valkyrie as well. The Sphinx, on the other hand, is also a very good unit. You see pretty good. A little bit of crush damage as well, which is nice. So good against taking down any sort of early settlements potentially being built. Thor here now dropping. Batu's dropping 2 longhouses, 2 barracks going in. And just constant dwarves being created here. This is a standard kind of thing with pretty much any Norse god. Is when you're in Age 2, you just keep producing dwarves and you keep sending them on the mine. You know, dwarves, as you can see, their gather rate for coin is extra. I'm not too sure. Yeah, it's 1.09. And if we were to look at a normal gatherer, we can see that it's only 0.9. So it's like 20% more gather rate. So the Sphinx here coming out is going to get harassed a little bit by one of Batu's hearses. And now we actually have the Pharaoh here pumping out the vills. So we're going to increase the villager rate here from this town centre. And we can see pickaxe is now coming in for Kvoth, which is what I mentioned. It's really, really important to do that. And let's have a look here. Can actually see the gather rates here, I think, potentially. Just having a look at the little observer mode. Anyway, let's have a look. The Sphinx is actually getting a little bit of a hammering there, but luckily the TC, is he going to be able to? It's not going to be able to make the connection and kill the Valkyrie. So the Sphinx managing to save itself, going to start to get healed here. We do see a nice house from Batuhan on the north side here, just for a little bit of vision. We are now seeing pickaxe coming in for Thor as well. And raiding cav opening here, ladies and gents. Look at it. We've got 3 longhouses on raiding cav. Incredible. Going to be a lot of mobility here for Batu. And Flood of the Nile and Husbandry coming in now for Kvoth. So, yeah, really doubling down with the eco. And that, I think, does that come from the temple, the Flood of the Nile? Not entirely sure. And Sphinx is going to try and hold on here. A lot of raiding cav coming in. There are medium raiders now. Remember, when you're in Age 2 on Age Mythology, you can upgrade your units immediately. You don't have to wait for the 3rd Age for Heroic. You can do it in Classical. So Flood of the Nile is now in. I don't even know what Flood of the Nile was. Gotta be honest. Have a quick look here. You see a lot of raiders here coming in, doing a decent job. We do see quite a lot of villagers on food here for Kvoth. Quite insane, to be honest. Raiding cav are going to be able to take down that obelisk. Let's have a quick look at the fog of war here. It's quite helpful to get an idea. Walls starting to go up for ISIS right now. Kvoth looking potentially for an age up here. We've got nearly 900 food, just over now. And about 400 gold. We need 500 gold, 800 food for that age up. So looking like a kind of standard fast 2 TC heroic here for Kvoth. And the raiding cav are going to try and see what they can do before that happens. Forest fire coming in. Going to be able to deny that wall. Pretty nice. Villager going down here. Don't know whether that was the best use of the fire. I mean, look at this opportunity here potentially for it. But it has thwarted Kvoth's wall building on this side, which is very, very nice. And now this sheer just amount of raiding cav here. are going to just start to roll into the base and cause a lot of problems. Lumber camp now being built when really we don't need the lumber camp, but it looks like he's going to have to go on to farms at this moment in time because there are hunts on the north side here available. But with all this raiding cav, you know, Kvoth is not going to be able to do it, so he's going to need spearmen, and that's what he's trying to get out. He has only got one barracks. He's invested all of his eco into that heroic age. It is on the way, 65% on the way. It's with the Nephthys here, which is the Medusa, I believe, age up. And yeah, the Raiders doing a fantastic job. They're going to be able to hold this down. TCs have actually some pretty decent fire on this game. Not as devastating as Age of Empires 4, I don't think. Age of Empires 4 TCs are pretty crazy. You can lose a lot of units. But these raiding cav, if we quickly have a look, we can see they do double damage versus siege units. Oh, I thought they're actually good at siege. Maybe I'm just missing. Yeah, they're good at siege weapons. I apologize. I will retract my statement. Oh, sorry, it's not. Of course, it's the Scorpion Man. It's not the Medusa. I'm a fool. I'm still learning a lot about this game, so that's probably kind of awkward. I'm sure some of you in the comments are going to be mentioning that. Widgie, you have no idea what you're talking about. And it's true. I don't have a huge idea what I'm talking about, but I am enjoying casting nonetheless. We're seeing the double whammy here, ladies and gents. This is fantastic. We see this a lot of time with Egyptians, especially with ISIS, where we go for the eclipse with the ancestors. And the reason that's good is because we're getting double for our money here. We're going to be getting the minions are now going to be also upgraded with that myth unit damage and attack speed as well. So it's quite nice. And luckily, Batuhan has the mobility with his raiders. He can just run away. He doesn't need to worry about it. He can just wait for it to finish. And I think Batu is probably wants to think about potentially aging up here. He has got a lot of food backed up, and he probably wants to get some of that gold in. He's got a lot of dwarves, I think, on coin. Actually, not that many. 10. And he does have some dwarves getting food as well. It's okay. You don't have to always keep all of your dwarves on gold. Normally, you know, with the Norse, you do exclusively create a lot of dwarves, and we can see that. But don't be afraid to put some of them onto food. We are now seeing the armory. The armory is required to get into heroic age. And we're going to be seeing Batuhan doing that very shortly now. I think he's going to have to. He can't stay forever in age 2 here. The Migdol play here is just too much. The Migdol stronghold is very, very scary indeed. And we're going to start to see chariot archers coming out. I don't know why we don't see camels. Because chariot archers, they're only good against infantry. Which is kind of interesting. So I don't know why we don't see camels. But we're not seeing it. We're seeing chariots. Maybe chariot spearmen? Yeah, we are seeing a siege works coming in now. So it might be a siege work timing here. I see this quite a lot with Egyptians as well, where they just roll in so many siege towers. They're called siege towers, right? They're basically siege towers. They're very funny looking units. Now, Kvoth has actually backed up so much coin here. 1,500 coin. He's barely got any food. I'm not too sure what's happening with his macro. Maybe there's something that I don't know about. But that is a lot of coin and a lot of wood. And he needs to get a lot of chariots out. And I think that's why. I think he's just not been able to get chariots out quick. And now they come out lightning fast. We're going to see that in action now. Market going down. And the market is required for you to get into mythic age, ladies and gents. To get into age 4, you need a market. Markets are very expensive in this game. 300 wood to put one down. And we are seeing the secondary coin mine upgrade. Shaft mine is now coming in as well. And a lot of the time, your pharaoh is going to just be on the mining camp here. Because coin is just, as I mentioned, it's so, so important with the Egyptians. And we don't see any walls up for either player here. We do now see the age 3 coming in. The heroic age for Batuhan. We see the battle boar. We're probably going to see more battle boars. Because it's just so good. It lends itself so well for Norse. Because they cost 250 coin. And yeah, we now see the upgrade of heavy raiders in. A fantastic timing here. These raiders can get on top of these chariots. I'm not too sure why they're not. Because they counter chariots. Camels are the ones you want to be careful of because camels do extra damage. We are now going to see that fantastic timing that we sometimes, well, we always normally see it with Loki, but we're seeing it with Thor here. The flaming weapon with the battle boar, with the raiders now. How is this going to work out for Batu here? He is under a lot of Migdol and TC fire as well here. And those scorpions are pretty tanky as well, I must say. They are holding out quite a bit here. Chariots are just doing what they are in the background. I think Batu needs to really focus on the chariots here, no? Look at the raiders. Can we just have a quick look at one? They counter against archers. So, you know, if we have a look at archers, the archers, they are chariot archers are included. So he needs to be getting on top of those chariot archers if he can. And I think he's focusing a little bit too much on trying to kill some Vils here. And, yeah, I'm not too sure. He hasn't got a huge amount of raiders coming in here. Kvoth is still looking pretty, to be honest. I think he's just going to be constantly creating. Yeah, he's macroed a lot, Kvoth, for chariots. He's got a lot of gold and wood backed up here. But he's not actually being able to use it here. Raiders are actually going to be able to finally get on top of these chariots, doing some insane damage. Raiders with 41 pierce armor as well. Also, these boars are very, very high pierce armor. But luckily, the Pharaoh and Priest are there to try and dispatch them. But yeah, looking pretty rough here for Kvoth at the moment. He does have the eco advantage. He is on 2 TCs. We must bear that in mind. 76 Vils for Batu, 90 for Isis here. So I don't know how he's managed to get so many Vils. He's got... Is that population or Vils? I think that's population, actually. Yeah, villagers, he's only got 37. Okay. Yeah, Kvoth is on 56. I'm still getting used to the whole UI on the Vubli edition. Let's have a look here. We do see some raiders coming in. Going to be dispatching this tower here. When they're heavy raiders at this point, it's kind of crazy. And their speed is really good as well. 6.6 speed against only 5 and only 6 for camels. So raiders can actually get away from these camels. We can see the upgrades here. One of the main reasons is the Thundering Hooves gives you cav speed of 10% and HP. And also it's a Valkyrie upgrade as well, which is quite nice. That's really, really nice and kind of important to get, especially if you want to outrun these camel riders. Yeah, no upgrades in at all here for Kvoth. See, I don't think upgrades are... I don't know if the pros ignore upgrades for like a long period of time in a game. I really don't know. We do see prosperity coming in, which is going to really help with the coin gather rate there for Kvoth. He is now needing it because he needs to go onto farms. And guys and girls, farms cost coin. Everything costs coin with Egypt. So as long as you're gathering coin, as long as you're doing a good job there, you can easily transition to farms. And now we're going to be seeing, trying to get a Migdol. 2 Migdols down here for Kvoth. Going to try and see if he can seize the middle of the map. That's what Gold Rush is about, ladies and gents. We're now seeing a siege tower coming out here now as well. But these raiders are doing a fantastic job. Batu really needs to focus on stop getting this Migdol up. He needs to get his raiders on it, but he's just focusing on Kvoth's army here. And it looks like the Migdol is going to be able to actually get up here, which is not ideal. A lot of priests there still causing harassment to the battle boars. And yeah, look at all this here. We've got to be very careful here. This is the main part of this map. The main reason of this map is once you finish your gold mine, you got to get into the center. And that's where the fighting is going to begin. And look at this fighting, ladies and gents. It's fantastic to see. Really, really enjoyable to see these kind of fights in action. And yeah, we can see a lot of the battle boars doing some serious work here. Not many of the priests are left. And we do now see... I didn't even see the Mythic Age coming in. Now we are going to be seeing the Fimble Winter, which is going to cause a lot of problems at home now for Kvoth. He's going to have to make sure that he gets all of his villagers in. He does not want to lose any of his Vils. These Timberwolves here actually do have a little bit of crush damage. So they can do some decent damage against buildings here. And we are seeing that Kvoth is not in age 4, ladies and gents. So, you know, Batuhan manages to have the age up advantage here, and he's going to be doing quite a decent job. in securing the gold mines here. He is actually going to have to move back, though, because, yeah, this Migdol is up. It managed to get up, and it's going to cause a bit of an issue for him. We're now seeing these big old Fenris wolf broods here coming in because of that age up. More battle boars on the way. Or Batu. Battle boars for Batu. And he's still got a lot of food here. He's got a lot of map control. A lot of huntables over here. And it is causing Kvoth to have to go farms in base because of the sheer amount of raiding cav. You know, Batu's done a great job in trying to secure map control and continue hunting. Battle boars are going to try and do as much as they can here. We've got the priests trying to work on them as much as they can. Vils are going to eject out of the Migdol, probably into the next one here. The Pharaoh is going to do some serious damage to these battle boars. But is he going to go down? That is the question. Are we going to lose him again? No, he's going to be able to drop into the Migdol here. Raiding cav just absolutely clearing everything up here. The medium spearmen just cannot deal with the heavy raiders here. It's just too much. And Batu honestly doesn't have a lot of villagers. He's only got 40 vills versus Kvoth's 65. But he's managing to really put the pressure on here. And this Migdol is going to go down. And the Pharaoh's in there. Unless he's been popped out. No, he has. He's managed to get out. Lucky. Very, very lucky indeed. Honestly, I'm not too sure about the whole chariot archer play for Kvoth here. It's not helping him against all these raiders. He needs to try and see if he can get camels in. I can understand the chariot spearmen. It does make sense, but this just mass raiders is just absolutely killing Kvoth right now. Siege tower isn't going to be able to do much in its position. It's just going to slowly, awkwardly just sort of stand around. And the battle boar here just squealing, kicking everyone around. I'm pretty sure you can upgrade these battle boars. I'm pretty sure there is an available upgrade, isn't it? Is there an available upgrade for this? Not entirely sure. There must be. And yeah, we are just on 2 TCs for the Kvoth, and Batu hasn't even got a second TC. He doesn't even need it right now. Thor is actually pretty good to be played on. I've seen it more and more that, you know, Thor doesn't necessarily get a second TC in the game. He tends to actually play just with the 1 TC for a lot of the time. Look at all these vills here. All this map control. Wood over here, absolutely fine. More battle boars coming out. We've just still got those 3 long houses constantly producing raiding cav here. And there's nothing really that Kvoth can do. He needs to get spearmen. And there is the GG. Ladies and gents. Batu taking it on the Gold Rush map. Really, really fun map, actually. I like the fighting in the center. I'm definitely going to have to try this map out myself. It seems like a real load of fun when you're fighting in the middle for gold. Because the minute you're starved of gold, you're basically done in this game. Gold is so important. Gold is used for everything. It's used for any military units. You can't, I don't think, food and wood units, do they actually exist in Age of Mythology? Food and wood. I don't know. They must do, but I know that just wood-only units exist, like myth units and stuff, but yeah. Definitely one to ponder, ladies and gents. So I hope you enjoyed that. Let's have a quick look at the post. We can see economy here. Batu, even though he's only on 45 villagers, overall his gold mining was just off the chain. We can have a look at the overall here. Very neck and neck. Kvoth did have more villagers in the end. His eco was a little bit better, of course, but was unable to get into Age 4. And, of course, that Fimble Winter was absolutely huge. And the constant raiding cav, really, really nice play there. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know down in the comments below what you think about this. Are you getting pumped for Age of Mythology Retold? I'm definitely getting into it, and hopefully you guys are as well. So I'll catch you in the next video or the next stream. Catch you later, guys. Bye.